Have you ever had this experience? Sharing a cup of tea with a stranger on a foreign street. No names exchanged, no backgrounds discussed, just sitting silently together, letting the aroma of tea replace words. French artist Pierre spent 20 years creating over 1,000 such pop-up tea rooms around the world. He says, "This cup of tea exists only in this moment, just like our meeting. It will dissipate in the next second." Modern people are always chasing certainty. Checking in at trendy stores requires saving the address. Dating demands clear outcomes. Even drinking tea needs a location tag and a caption. But Pierre says, true value lies precisely in its unrepeatability. He brewed tea in the deserts of India, where a sandstorm swallowed the tea setup in the next second. He drank tea with an old woman in a Vietnamese fishing village, only to learn the next day that she had passed away. Only when we stop clinging to capturing the moment can we truly possess it. Pierre, originally from France, is a conceptual artist and photographer who founded artnet.com, the first and largest fine arts database globally. After a successful career in business, he returned to his artistic roots, studying the Japanese tea ceremony at the Urasenka School in New York. He then created a series titled One, also known as Guerrilla Tea, where he performed traditional tea ceremonies in over 30 countries, sharing tea with strangers in diverse settings, from Rio de Janeiro's favelas to New York's Times Square. His portable tea room, constructed from 12 wooden sticks and a tatami mat, served as a conceptual space to explore themes of harmony, purity, tranquility, and respect. Through these encounters, Cernet aimed to highlight the universal values shared across different cultures and environments. One notable incident occurred in Shanghai, where Cernet unknowingly set up his tea ceremony on the roof of a police station. Despite initial tensions, the situation was resolved after a 4-hour discussion with local authorities. Cernet's work emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment, a concept rooted in Zen Buddhism and encapsulated in the Japanese phrase Ichigo Ichi, meaning one time, one meeting. Through his art, he encourages people to appreciate the fleeting nature of life and to find commonality amidst diversity. The Japanese concept of Ichigo Ichie translates to one time, one meeting. It is a central idea in traditional Japanese culture, particularly in the practice of the tea ceremony. It encourages people to treasure every encounter, recognizing that each moment is unique and will never occur in exactly the same way again. This philosophy is deeply rooted in the teachings of Sen no Rikyu, the 16th century tea master who shaped the Japanese tea ceremony into a meditative, spiritual practice. Later, Ii Naosuke, a 19th century tea practitioner and political figure, further developed this idea, emphasizing that every tea gathering, no matter how small, should be treated with sincerity and reverence. In the traditional Chanoyu tea ceremony, this philosophy is embodied in every detail, from the selection of utensils to the seasonal flowers chosen for decoration. Everything is prepared with the understanding that this gathering is singular. Even if the same guests were to meet again, the time, place, weather, mood, and surroundings would all be different. The ritualized nature of the tea ceremony serves as a reminder to be fully present, making it a living expression of Ichigo-ichi. Beyond tea culture, Ichigo-ichi has spread into other parts of Japanese life and thought. In Zen Buddhism, it mirrors the idea of mujo or impermanence, urging mindfulness in each action. In martial arts, such as kendo and karate, practitioners are taught to approach each match or training session as if it were their last. Similarly, in traditional performing arts like No theater, every performance is viewed as a once-in-a-lifetime moment that cannot be exactly replicated, no matter how rehearsed. This philosophy continues to inspire people around the world. For example, a Japanese teacher once described a spontaneous encounter with a local woman in Laos, which led to a day full of connection and shared meals, an experience that felt deeply aligned with Ichigo-ichi. In Ireland, a Michelin-starred restaurant named Ichigo-ichi crafts seasonal, artistic meals meant to be savored in the moment, each one different from the last. And of course, Pierre Sonnet's pop-up tea rooms around the world, where he serves tea to strangers using only 12 wooden sticks and a mat, are a modern expression of this same spirit. Adopting Ichigo-ichi into daily life means slowing down and paying attention. Whether it's a conversation, a shared meal, or even a quiet moment alone, the philosophy encourages us to be fully present and to appreciate the uniqueness of every interaction. It's about living with mindfulness, practicing gratitude, and approaching life with intentionality. In doing so, even ordinary moments can become extraordinary. While Pierre Sonnet's traveling tea ritual is a beautiful meditation on presence and impermanence, he's not alone in embracing art that lives in the moment. Around the world, other artists have explored similar ideas, often in unexpected, even absurd ways. Their works aren't meant to last forever or sit quietly in a museum. Instead, they're designed to surprise, provoke, and disappear. Here are a couple more striking examples. The $120,000 banana, Maurizio Catalan's Comedian. In 2019, at Art Basel Miami Beach, Italian conceptual artist Maurizio Catalan shocked the world with an artwork titled Comedian. It was literally just a ripe banana duct-taped to a wall. That's it. No lights, no pedestal, no glass box. Just a banana and some gray tape stuck to a plain white wall. Even more shocking, it sold. Not once, but 3 times, for prices between $120,000 and $150,000. The buyers didn't get the banana itself. Bananas rot, after all. What they were actually buying was the certificate of authenticity, along with installation instructions, including which brand of tape to use and where exactly to place the banana. What made this work parallel to Sonnet's tea ritual is its focus on the moment, the idea, and the audience's reaction more than the object itself. Catalan was inviting viewers to question what art really is. Is it the banana, the absurdity, the conversations it triggers? And in a bizarre twist, another artist named David DeTuna walked up to the banana, peeled it off the wall, and ate it, right there in the gallery. Security didn't stop him. The crowd gasped. The gallery called it a performance within a performance. Like Cernet's ceremonies, comedian was ephemeral. It existed only in that moment and the interaction it created. It was more about presence, provocation, and impermanence than physical form. The sidewalk that tricks your brain. Julian Beever's 3D pavement art. British artist Julian Beever, known as the Pavement Picasso, creates incredible 3D chalk illusions on sidewalks. When viewed from a specific angle, his drawings look astonishingly real, like a bottomless pit, a giant soda bottle, or a man climbing out of a hole in the ground. But here's the twist. These works only last until the next rainstorm, or even until someone walks through them. Created with chalk, they're fragile, temporary, and labor-intensive, sometimes taking days to complete. Yet Beever embraces this impermanence. One of his most famous pieces, Swimming Pool in the High Street, showed a man lounging in what appeared to be a sunken pool carved into the pavement. People walked around it, afraid of falling in, only to realize it was a flat surface. His art turns public space into theater, catching passers-by off guard and inviting them to participate in the illusion. Beever's work, like Cernet's tea gatherings, is about capturing a fleeting, shared experience. It's not about owning a piece of art. It's about being present in the magic of the moment before it disappears. Marina Abramović's The Artist is Present. In 2010, Serbian performance artist Marina Abramović stunned audiences at the Museum of Modern Art in New York with a piece titled The Artist is Present. For 3 months, every day for 8 hours a day, Abramović sat silently at a wooden table in the museum's atrium. One by one, visitors were invited to sit across from her and share a moment of complete silence, locking eyes with the artist. No talking, no touching, no time limit. More than 1,500 people took part. Some sat for a few seconds, some for hours. Many broke down in tears. Some returned day after day. Abramović herself described the experience as exhausting, vulnerable, and deeply human. She wasn't just performing, she was offering herself as a mirror to each individual who sat across from her. Like Cernet's tea ceremonies, The Artist is Present was about stillness, connection, and presence. There was no physical object to take home, just a shared moment that would never be repeated. Abramović described it as an act of radical vulnerability, trusting in the power of silent presence to create meaning. The beauty of this piece lay in its simplicity. Two people facing each other, existing fully in the now. It blurred the line between viewer and participant, reminding everyone that the most powerful form of art may simply be paying full attention to another human being. On the internet, there's a popular idea that ranks different types of people by their level of spiritual awakening. Right below spiritual gurus, those monks, sages, and mystics, you'll often find artists. Not because they have all the answers, but because they live the questions. Artists like Pierre, Maurizio Cattelan, Julian Beever, and Marina Abramović don't just create, they feel, challenge, and reveal. They express what many can't put into words, often using absurdity, silence, or fleeting moments to leave an impact that lingers. Of course, not everyone sees it this way. Some look at a banana taped to a wall or a woman sitting silently for hours and think, This is madness. Maybe it is. But maybe that's the point. Maybe it takes a little madness to break us out of our routines, to shake up our assumptions, to remind us to be present. Are these artists crazy, insane, or totally amazing? That's up to you. But one thing is certain, it takes a deep, emotional resilience, a kind of spiritual sensitivity, to offer the world something that might be laughed at, ignored, or misunderstood, and do it anyway. To create something that won't last, knowing that the moment is the masterpiece. That's not just art, that's courage.